What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Oh my goodness, the drama. Tell me why Tasha K confirmed today that the rumors about her knowing Hennessy's medical records were true. Hennessy, Cardi B's sister. But Tasha K said she did not ask her ex-employee, Chelsea Alana, for the information. Chelsea was the one who brought it up to her. I'm telling you, this is insane because the amount of information these two are revealing about each other is crazy. I'm not going to go into detail about these two beefs because it's too long, but make sure to check out some of my recent videos to catch up. But let's get into what she had to say.
Full answer.
Okay,
Is
what's
it
up?
true? Is it true that Chelsea's mom played a part in that lawsuit?
What lawsuit?
People are saying that Chelsea's mom was a nurse in New York and she may have given you guys some false information. Is that true? Or is that just a rumor? That's what everybody was saying on the blogs, even Storm and all that.
All right, let me clear this up. Okay?
Yep.
Viewer discretion is advised. So, because I said I was going to be honest with y'all and transparent.
Yes,
Okay?
please.
I am. So, okay. Chelsea was working in New York. She wasn't working in Atlanta. Okay?
Yeah.
We were already in the midst of the lawsuit. We had already received Cardi B's medical records because they were court ordered. Okay? And they were sent into the court. Just to clear that up.
Yeah.
Chelsea got a job with her mom. Her mom worked in the HR department at a hospital in New York, and she worked in the HIV advocacy marketing department at that particular hospital at the time. And she was working for me part time, making like $1,200 to $1,500, I think, like a month or whatever. And so she had uploaded some information to my WhatsApp, and it was not Cardi B's health record; it was Hennessy's. And I said, "What are you doing?" Oh, I get access to everybody, and I tried to get Cardi B's, but she got it locked. Delete. So I've never spoken about this, but because she started sleeping with Von Ray, and when she moved in with Storm, she told them she did that. So it made it seem like that I reached out to her for her to do that. No, that's not what happened. And so just to kind of further everything, my phones, they did what they call like a forensic scan of my phones and computers. And so all of that stuff was extracted during the case. So there was nothing that I had received because I told her to do that. She did that. I told her don't ever do that again. And then she went and told and pillow talked to Von Ray and Storm. And so they used it against her and tried to say that I somehow told her to do that. No, that's not what happened. And that's why I was cleared in my R. Kelly situation because I had received, his commissary, his private stuff. Like I'm a blogger, I'm an entertainment news reporter, and people send me everything. And so I don't ask for it. Now, where I would be breaking the law is if I asked her to hack into the medical records and give them or paid for them. That's where you break the law. So yeah.
Is there any way if Chelsea continues to get out of line, do you think there's any way you can like get her in trouble for this since it would already be proven that you never asked her for this, or you just
It's
want to
not
like
for me.
move
It's
on?
not for me to get her in trouble. Like that's for Cardi B and Hennessy and them. If they want to get her in trouble, like that's up to them. But that has nothing to do with me. So
Oh, okay.
what we had received was from the court ordered judge. Like that had nothing to do with us. So she did that on her own.
Wow. This is messy and scary because what if Cardi B or her sister decide to sue Chelsea Alana for this? If this information is true. But yeah, that's what she had to say. Do you guys feel like Chelsea will respond to this? My goodness. But let's get into the rest of what she had to say about Chelsea Alana and their beef that they got going on. Let me know your thoughts about this situation and hit the like button for me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Employee, as some of you guys have mentioned in the chat. All right. And so let me start from the beginning because I think there's something that you guys need to know. All right. You guys are under the impression that I worked with Chelsea to write a book. Not only to write a book, to scam you into buying the book. That's what I'm hearing around the streets, okay? Now, the only reason you really know about this book is because I promoted this book. And I'm saying this, I'm putting everything on the table. The reason I promoted this book is because I do business differently. Instead of suing the ex-employee for the book, I literally attacked it from an intellectual property angle. which means I don't even feel right talking slow. Let me get into my mode, okay? Okay, so which means basically you cannot use my intellectual property to profit off of, okay? If you want to write a book, you can write a book, that's fine. But anything that's involving the Unwind with Tasha K brand and things like that, that would be interference. You know, it's a few things that I can kind of get out of that. And I was just like, do you want to spend the money in legal fees and then probably end up paying me for writing a book? Or do you want to just go ahead and give me a cut of the profits? Okay. I found out about this book on Thursday, I believe, of last week, if I'm not mistaken. And I entered a chat of another creator and I said, oh, you're writing a book. She said, surprise, I got a book. I was like, well, what book are you writing? And where's my cut? And she was like, I'm not giving you a cut. I said, yes, you are. I said, because you're not using my name. So if you do not want to pay me, then take my name out of it and publish the book. But of course, nobody's going to buy the book if my name is not in it. Who would buy a book just from her? Now, if it was a book about marketing and advertising, I'm sure you guys would have hopped on that. But she hasn't realized, in my opinion, her full potential. Okay, and so that's why I personally feel that she's doing the very same thing that she did to her former boss, Jason Lee, that she did to me. And I'm not surprised. I'm totally not surprised. Okay. And so I just kind of want to clear that up, that there was the only deal that was made was when I found out about the book and I advertised to you guys the book because a portion of the proceeds was coming to me because she signed the contract to avoid litigation. That was very much real. And we have the receipts to prove it if I need to put them out there. You know, she works with me for about 5 years on and off. And every time she got fired was for lack of productivity. And so this last time, and here's my dilemma because I was very, 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 very stressed out in 2023. I had filed bankruptcy. And my company was just going to, we're trying to work out this debt and we're trying to keep the business afloat. And I was just like, oh, I got to hit this bankruptcy because advertising had failed to an all-time low. And she was in charge of advertising, a department that she took over from my husband because he had to move and do other things for the company. And so she did great for the first, few years, but then for some reason, shit just went downhill. She blamed it on the Cardi B case and all of this stuff. And then come to find out there was some other things going on behind the scenes, right? In 2023, not 2024, in 2023, because we did part ways with her in October of 2023, I had noticed that, business wasn't being handled, projects wasn't being done. I was in the middle of a bankruptcy. They had forensic accountants all over my shit. Like, where's this going? Where's that going? Do you have money going over here? Why is this money going over here? And we're all trying to bring it together. And yet, my company is like sinking because I'm paying her, trying to sort this out behind the scenes. And, she's out here, doing her and dating publicly people and things like that. I noticed, she was really, really dropping the ball. And then there was an instance where, I had asked a favor of her. There was another creator that wanted some work. I'm about to shorten it up, guys. I'm about to shorten it up. There was another creator that wanted some work. And I referred her because she helps other creators with affiliate links and stuff like that. And so she got upset. We're in a white people's building. They got lawyers, all these white people around us. We're the only black crew around. She in there yelling and screaming, why do you want me to do this? This ain't a part of my job. And I was like, exit my building. And so we took it across the street to Publix. Jasmine was there and everything. And I said to her that day, I said, the old Tasha would have taken your head and banged it against the concrete. But I have been changed and delivered. And I didn't do it. Okay? And so at that moment, I didn't have enough to fire her because we fire on procedure. We fire on, lack of productivity. Just kind of needed the receipts that I needed in order to fire her, in order for it to be justified, especially with us being in the middle of a bankruptcy, right? So to make a long story short, so I called in my best friend, Jason, and I called him crying. I really did. I was crying. And I said, Jason, I need you to come in and I need you to help save my company. And he said, what's going on? And I explained to him, I said, I don't know what's going on. I can't point here. I can't point there. I can't point here. But all I know is that my team is in disarray. And I believe I have the person that's doing it, but I don't have any proof. So I need you to come in. For 30 days, it took him all of 30 days to pinpoint where the problem was. And then we got the problem. And so we were going to wait to do what we had to do. But then there was an assignment that this employee was given, Chelsea. You can see I'm a little uncomfortable talking about this. That's why I need y'all, because y'all was trying to tell me. And I'm going to let y'all have it, okay? And so the Miami show that we did, y'all came in and y'all were asking, where's she at? Well, the TashaKLive.com event that went on, she was in charge of that project to make sure that y'all had a venue to eat and drink at. And she was in charge of getting security. The contract that we had agreed on, that she was in charge of, everything is documented. Everything is documented. She told us that it would be $7,000. We said, okay, no problem. We paid the $7,000, right? Now, mind you, we only charged y'all 5. So we came out of pocket on that to celebrate TashaKLive.com. So for the event, I said, Shaq, I told my husband, I said, go down to the venue to Red Rooster and see if they're set up to receive the winos. People are flying in from everywhere. He said, no problem. He put the team in the car. It was him, Jasmine, Jason, Slank, and Chelsea. No, Jason wasn't there. It was Chelsea. They all got in the car, went down there. They said, we haven't set up anything. Mind you, this is the night before y'all get in Halloween to the show. And you know how stressful. They said, we haven't set up anything because we haven't received the full payment. And we were like, what was the payment? They said, you owe us $12,000. We said, 12 plus 7. They said, yes. I said, so you mean to tell me for 100 people, y'all are charging us $20,000? We said, but y'all said 7, and that's the contract. And Chelsea looked at us and was like, it ain't my fault y'all didn't read the contract. So we pulled up the contract that she sent us. It said $7,000. But there was a separate contract sent that she forged. We did not put our name on that contract. And so we had to take from the team that had worked 6 months on skits, production, all the actors, everything that they were supposed to bonus on, and basically pay $20,000 for a meal that y'all deemed was mediocre, and the drinks. It was 2 hours of food being served, okay? So I told her right then, I said, listen, you're gonna be relieved of this event, and we'll see you after the event. That's what I said to her. I said, she was like, so I can't come? I said, no, we'll deal with you after the event because it was just stressful. I was crying. We went on. We did a great job. Y'all were asking where she was and everything, right? Done. So we came in that Monday after everything had settled. I think it was that Tuesday. Jason was down there, and Jason did the honors of basically telling her to put her keys on the table, and she was fired. All right? Now, here's the kicker. I didn't know she was pregnant. Had no clue. We didn't tell her she was fired. We told her that she was sick, and we were going to prepare to fire her. So we said 30-day suspension without pay because you're going to refund that money that was taken from the team. That was a month and a half of her pay. And I said, we're going to give that to Jasmine. We're going to give that to this person, that person, everybody that had worked 6 months to put this event together for the winos. Okay? And so she was like, well, what am I supposed to do? I don't know what you're supposed to do. All I know is that I need my money back. That's it. Okay? On top of hundreds of other advertisers that never got emails back. They sent products, they sent money. We don't know where that stuff went. That's a whole other thing, but that's something that we had to deal with. And my reputation is kind of tarnished with some of those companies because she did not facilitate the deal as she had promised with the advertisers, and that was her job. So that's a whole other story. But to close this up, she was pregnant, so I didn't know she was pregnant. So I'm texting Shaq because her name starts with a C. Shaq's name starts with a C as well. So I'm like, hey guys, we got to prepare to fire her. We need the emails, passcodes, spreadsheets, financials, everything, that conversation that she done had. Give it over to Jason so that he can take over your job since you're going to be gone and suspended for 30 days, right? So I accidentally sent this message here to her. Up this message, okay? Hold on, let me make sure I'm reading it, okay? So this is that the message 1, Jasmine? Go back. I said, please change all the passwords and let Alexa know that Chelsea is not to be let into the offices at all. Please listen to me. It's like we're divorcing a scorned woman. She says, well, this is awkward, isn't it? And here I thought I was just going to have to learn a lesson and just do my suspension. But glad to see we're divorcing and you're afraid of me being scorned. I said, yes, I have to protect my business. You have to earn my trust. See you in 30 days, right? And then she goes, I've worked for you. Hold on. I've worked for you for over 5 years, and as many times as we fell out, got fired, got into arguments, not a soul has ever came to you to tell you I've talked about you, plotted against you, or did anything to spite you. I said, this is protocol for anyone, but you said you were collecting info for a documentary. She goes, what are you talking about? I say, you don't remember telling me that if we ever let you go, you would do a documentary? She said, this feels like a sense of paranoia or someone is filling your head up or something. I said, yes, to expose us. Yes, I'm paranoid. She goes, am I suspended or am I let go? Right? And then I said, and then I think the last one is, after everything I've been through, nothing personal, I said to her, she said, you exposed yourself. What more can I say about you? I said, yeah, that's what Storm said and everyone else said. It's protocol, especially after you tried to throw Jasmine under the bus. I said, I gotta protect everyone until we iron things out with you. And that Jason Lee shit that you did to him keeps coming back up. You're not fired, is what I said, because I was still extracting passwords and stuff, and I needed her to cooperate. I said, I'm just protecting us until we smooth things over. I have a brand to protect and can't afford no more lies to be leaked about us and, all the hard work we've done. So I found out about the book the other day, and here we are now. So I know you guys are like, Tasha, did you plan this? No, I didn't plan this, but I was preparing for this. And I said, instead of suing her for defamation or whatever she was going to say, because I'm like, if your job was so bad and all these things were done to you, why did you want to come back even after you were suspended? But you were let go. There was no NDA. No NDA, because she was going to bust it down anyway. Jason Lee gave her NDA. If I was going to give her NDA, nobody abides by NDA. I work in the industry. They don't abide by them, okay? And so I guess my issue is like, I know this is my fault. And this book, yes, I'm getting a cut off of it because she wasn't going to use my intellectual property. I don't plan on reading the book. I don't know what's in the book, nor do I care, okay? And this is the only and the last promotion that I will be doing on my platforms about the book. Now, the other creators can do that. That's why I said I would do interviews there. But I overlooked all that stuff because, like, she was handling a very important department for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so, she can say, "Oh, I was working for Sheck." I'm like, "How could you work for Sheck and I was the one that fired you? Like, you
That
were
was the
my
part
assistant, my." That's not true.
business when it comes to certain
Right,
relationships.
right.
But if any of my female friends had that issue going on, they would be banging the women in the mouth. Just the
Yeah,
audacity.
those
So,
days are over for me. I don't
yeah,
fight, guys. Contrary to the video you saw in Miami, that was not supposed to go down.
of
I
course.
do not fight. I came from a fighting background, Panama City, Florida. But and I told her, I said, I do envision doing this to you because, like, you are making me lose so much money, and it's not just my. Yeah, let me clarify just in case some people don't know. Chelsea did sleep with a few of the guests, and that made me so livid. Like, you guys have no idea. Like, and I told her, I said, after Vaughn, if there's anybody else, you're gone. You're gone. Like, it just
Okay.
that's a whole nother story. But go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
For Jasmine is very down to earth.
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine does not mix business and pleasure.
Sure
I think
doesn't.
that Jasmine is definitely a prime example of, not getting into the bull mess and still collecting your paycheck. So I want to thank you so much for all that you do. And thank you,
Oh,
Tasha, for having me
Jasmine,
on.
you hear that? Because you were hot on Friday. Jasmine was so mad. She was like, I'm cutting that shit off the live. They dragging me.
No, for those of us that know Jasmine, yeah,
Okay.
we know you.
Yes. Jasmine and
All right,
Jasmine
thank
was
you.
the first person that I hired. And I would say something, but I don't want Jasmine in no drama. You know what I'm saying? But like, just say that Jasmine, she put me up on game a long time ago. And so
Okay.
now we can't hire nobody unless Jasmine say it's a yes. Because her discernment is just so because she's an observer. She don't do all this. See, I talk too much.
You do.
So it's not until I'm in front of the person is when I can pick up. But like for her, she sits back on the aisle and be like, nah, Tasha, no, she gotta go. So, Jasmine said it too, but she's actually grown to be, of course, because of the closeness of her and and Chelsea is very like in you. She gonna be in your space whether you want her to or not. So
Right.
so yes,
One
we
last
love
question.
that. Yes, I did care about Chelsea. And that's why even after I let her go, aside from her not, and I was just like, we're not working together, so there's no reason for any animosity. That's why I went and bought, everything on the baby shower registry because I had seen that nobody had bought her anything and it was close to her having a baby. And she had posted it online. So I was just like, all right, let me go do this. We did fire her, like, when she was pregnant, and maybe it was the hormones. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But it's like, yes, I have learned from that
She
situation.
I have a good heart, and she was pregnant and she needed stuff, and I know that you were capable to do it, and she was already gone, so why not? It had been a lot
There,
of time had passed at the moment, so yeah.
there we go. All right, cool. So I don't want y'all to think like, this was a team decision, okay? So, all right, cool. All right, moving on. Thank you.
I saying obviously her husband don't have it like that if you had to clear her registry.
Baby, when I tell you we can really get into some things, I'm trying to keep it cute.
Oh, you
I'm
kept it
trying.
you kept it beautiful. Like one day I inspired to be in that
I'm
position where I can
trying to keep
handle
it cute. But
where
let
I
me
can
just
handle my
let
any
me get it because I
situation
know
like
this
that.
live has been a little. I know this live has been very, very positive. But let me just go to the gutter one time and then I'm gonna come back up. Because nothing good comes from negative vibration. Let's just put that out there,
That's
right?
and that's true. That's true.
Okay. But when I tell you everything about her is cap, okay? It's just cap. Like it's delusions of grandeur. Her husband is 60. He spent 25 years in prison. She got upset because I was able to peep that. I'm like, if he spent 25 years in prison, who was he sleeping with in a federal prison? They didn't allow conjugal visits. The apartment that she lives in was an apartment that our company signed for because she could not afford to get that apartment. So the apartment that she's going live from is an apartment that she ended up getting in her name after we had to sign for it because she didn't qualify for it. She didn't have the salary for it. Her husband is not allowed to be on that apartment because he is a felon. It is a very high end luxury building, and when he gets locked out, he has to call her. He cannot call uh, the place. If that's the case, they've been living there for about 2 years. And if your husband has a lot of money, why hasn't he bought a house for y'all to live in? Why does he can't walk through the office? Do you understand what I'm saying? He's not wealthy.
Mhm.
He owns smoke shops, and they're not doing that well. So he lives off of grants. He has a white girl that does grants. Like her saying that she ain't got to work, she wanted to work. We have text messages of her begging to come back to work. Absolutely not. It's not happening. So that little, oh, Sheck, you miss me? When you coming back? My husband is very
Yeah,
sarcastic
cause
like
I
me. He was
it,
trolling her. She ain't coming back because she asked. So the thing about it is, like, we like to play that game too with her. But y'all, like,
oh y'all
you know,
real good at it. Y'all
we
good.
like that's Jasmine. Tell them how sarcastic Sheck is, please, Jasmine.
The folks are married for a reason. Let's just say that.
And the spearhead of her firing really had nothing to do with me. It was everything to do with Sheck. I wanted to just let her go. Sheck said, no. She got passwords. She got banks, transactions between advertisers. We can't just let her go
Right.
like that. We got to
Right.
really smooth this out. We got to, what do you say? We got to stroke the lines back, baby. And we
Right.
did just that. So that's the thing. Like, you have to understand the type of person that we're dealing with. Like, so all of that, and I know she feels like, you know, I'm glad y'all are labeling her that way because that's the energy that she gives. Like, she's upset that y'all are saying, was you Tasha's husband's mistress? Were you this? I'm not a mistress. I truly love it. It's like, no, that's the energy that you give. And I'm
Right.
glad that y'all are calling her out on that. I promise you. Like, I've been married to this man for almost 20 years, bruh. Y'all know I done dragged this man on this platform. And if there's anything, and I literally said to him, I said, I'm glad they dragging your ass. I told him that. I said, I'm glad they dragging your ass because you do be liking to